All right, we got one more scenario. All right. So here's the pictures. All right. In this story, there is a lab in which a virus broke out of this lab. Who is the CEO of the biotech company that
Middle left.
Middle left.
Just
Yeah,
What?
middle left.
CEO. I mean, it just
Middle left.
okay, middle left or top left?
Middle left.
Middle left.
Middle left.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's the one who released the gas.
Who's the test subject who got the virus and then went
Top
out?
right. Top right.
Top left.
Oh.
Right.
Oh.
left. Right.
Top left. Okay.
I'll go top left.
Who is the whistleblower?
Top right.
Top right.
Yeah,
Okay.
top
I
right.
can see
Yeah.
that.
Who's one of the scientists who experimented on animals?
Bottom
Bottom.
left.
Bottom left.
Really wanted to say middle
Bottom
right.
left.
Middle right just because it didn't make sense.
And who is the head nurse who is helping patients?
Top right.
Middle right.
Middle
Middle
right.
right.
Wait,
Person
middle
right.
right.
Middle right,
That's
yeah.
Or
Middle
bottom
right.
right. I don't know.
And did we figure out? Wait. Did we figure out what
Yeah.
she's doing?
She's an intern.
What about her?
Yeah.
She's an intern too.
Yeah.
They're the two interns that go first. They're like the
maybe
ones
she's
that
the
get
Die
wife.
first.
She's the young wife of the CEO.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Could it be, could he be having an affair? He should be having an affair with the bottom right intern.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
That's what
All right. So welcome to casting in Hollywood. I hate to tell you, but that's how it is. I mean, they literally put these 8x10 pictures next to each other and they pair people together. So that's step first. Your agent submits you. Then they take the pictures and they put them together, and that's how they decide who's going to read with whom. So it's the reason why I mentioned this is so that you never take it personally. I think, actors who are passionate about the process of acting and creating characters, sometimes and a lot of my friends who done a lot of theater, and some of them couldn't handle how Hollywood sort of put them in a box, and how there were some things that they couldn't audition for because they weren't considered the right type. So I mentioned it that, they judge a book by the cover first. The next step is you go into the audition and you blow them away and you book the job. So auditioning flawlessly with strong choices, no nervousness, no sense of self-consciousness, coming in with confidence. If you believe in yourself as a human being, then rely on that instead of, questioning whether you're the best actor that could possibly be. Does that make sense? So don't put all that pressure on yourself. If you're a fantastic human being, you should come in with that. And I'm going to share with you my interpretation of this character. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to give you this gift. So yeah, don't ever feel that you're like a second-class citizen or something in the audition process. But you have to pull off the confidence, I'm sorry to say. You have to practice confidence until you have it. I do believe in being honest and authentic. When I was your age, I was confident, probably due to ignorance. I really just, I loved playing different characters and I loved acting, and I didn't think to myself, okay, well, I take that back. I did go to an audition, and here's this whole other thing about Hollywood, but I read for this TV series called Airwolf, and the casting director said to me, I want you to come to the callback. I want you to wear a short leather skirt and stiletto heels. Well, I had a leather skirt. I wouldn't call it particularly short. And I had high heels. I didn't have stiletto heels. The character was a nuclear physicist. Okay. So when I came in the first audition, I had slacks and a blouse, I thought that's what a nuclear physicist would wear. So I go to the audition, the callbacks, and I see literally these amazingly gorgeous, you know, blonde, blue-eyed, you know, women in leather skirts with stiletto heels with bodies that were like perfect and smaller than mine and much more attractive. And somehow I booked the job. But I have to admit, when I was in that room, I thought to myself, how can I compare with these people? You know, they're like perfect looking, you know. But I really liked the character, and I said, I'm just going to put my energy into the character. I booked the job, and then when I went to wardrobe, guess what the character was wearing? Slacks and a lab coat. So the point is that the producers just wanted to have fun looking at attractive women in short skirts with heels. Now, with the Me Too movement, I'm hoping that won't happen again.
Hopefully it's men that have to do it this time. You know.
Yeah, well, no,
so
but you know, when Sam Mendes directed Jarhead, he had all the guys, they came into the audition and all the men had to take off their shirts. Yeah, because they're supposed to be Marines, right? They're supposed to be soldiers. You know, they can't be pudgy. So, I mean, and for the 300, do you think those guys had to take off their shirts? Yeah, they did have to take off their shirts.
I heard it was spray tanned.
Huh?
I heard
Well,
it was
yeah,
spray
but they
tanned.
still-
Gerard is not that cut.
No, not, he got cut for that, but no, yeah, you get the spray tan, but they also went through rigorous training.
For sure.
And they didn't get carbs at all. So, but the point is men and women, yeah. So you have to think of it this way. Don't think of it as, I mean, at that moment I thought this is really ridiculous, but I booked the job and I didn't have to wear, you know, the crazy thing I wore in the callback. And the industry is very much based on the physical, on the outside instead of what's inside. But the director saw the character as my being more of the character than anybody else in the room, so I got the job. But don't ever let yourself feel demeaned by anything. You know, that's, and again, when you're playing if you're playing a character who's a showgirl, or if you're playing a guy who's a stripper, I mean, you have to transform yourself to play the character, right? If you're going to be a serial killer who's also very charming, if you're going to be a secret agent, if you're going to, I mean, you will have to go through some kind of physical transformation. There are actors who gain weight, there are actors who lose weight. Personally, I think that's super unhealthy, but you know, look at Christian Bale. I mean, he got down to like 143 or less than 143 pounds for The Mechanic. Was it The Mechanic? Was that what it was
Machinist.
called? Huh? The Machinist.
The Machinist.
Yeah, The Machinist. So
I didn't even realize that when I watched it the first time. I was,
he was
baffled. It was insane.
it was scary.
Yeah.
But he's a method actor. I don't believe you have to be, I mean, I think you have to be normal and healthy and let wardrobe and makeup do the rest. But
what about for like superhero movies? I mean, they have to get
you
so
have to work out. You have
right.
to, you know, when I worked on one project, the producer got a trainer to work. I had to work out 4 hours a day with the trainer, and I was eating 800 calories a day.
You
And
have to be strict about that so that you
oh
don't-
yeah, they wanted me to get down to as
Yeah.
low as was humanly possible, and but they'll hire someone and they'll pay for them to do it for you. I mean, do it with you.
Right.
And I've heard another story of another person who had to get in sort of superhero shape, and they had the trainer live with that person and like lock the refrigerator and make sure they weren't cheating.
I kind of probably would do that, to be honest with you, because I feel like my impulse control would be horrible. That's
Oh, yeah. I mean, my impulse control, I mean, I did what I had to do, but I'll tell you, I mean, when I stopped acting in film and television, I said, oh, give me the carbs, and the end
I don't blame
result
you.
is what I have now. So I'm making up for all those years of deprivation. But you have to look at yourself as your body is an instrument too. Your physique is an instrument too, to play different parts. So now if you're an actor, now to earn a living as an actor, you have to be able to do many things. You can do commercials, you can do voiceover, you can do industrials, you can do sitcoms, you can do soaps, you can do episodic series, you can do limited series, you can do a Netflix show. You can do feature films and indie films. So those are all, it's a lot of different things that you can do to earn a living as an actor. And a working actor, you can make up to 6 figures a year. You don't have to be a celebrity. You can have a normal life. You can not have to do another job, just do acting. And, you know, with SAG, you're going to be paid $1,000 a day when you start off. So, you know, people say, well, what about the dues to get in the union? But you're going to be paid $5,000 the first week. So your initiation dues are going to be covered by just the work on that first job. And the union protects you from being abused, and it protects you in terms of getting your residuals, which are your royalties. So a friend of my husband's just texted him today because a show that I did a long time ago was on TV. So you know, the union makes sure that I get a check for that. You know, so it's important to be a member of the union. You do not have to be a member of the union to get an agent, though, because everybody who started in this business, they weren't, you know, they didn't come out of the uterus and get a SAG card, SAG-AFTRA card, you know. So agents can sign you if they think that you have the right, you know, that you're determined, that you're resilient, that you're tenacious, that you're working on your craft, that you do well in auditions and cold readings, that you adjust to direction. So, and I've had lots of students who've have agents, and I have one student who's, well, I've got 2 students who are on TV series. One was Netflix, the other was on Freeform. And their demo reel was basically what they did in class, and that they got signed. So yeah, you can get an agent without being in the unit.